You guys hadn't won a game yet in Game 3, Bob, and you know the Orioles had just scored on the Frank Robertson homer to make it 2-1, and bang, you break it open and get that much-needed first victory for your team.
Well, I thought it was great. I mean, you know, you got Willie on first, you got Clemente on second base, and I've never bunted in my entire life. And you're on turf, and I would have had to lay down a perfect bunt in order to get those boys over. So I looked down at Frank Osiak, and I really didn't see it. I would assume he had it on, but in the on-deck circle before that at bat, the only thing I wanted to do is to get something started here. We're 2 games down in the World Series. The worst thing we need is a bunt and depend on somebody else to drive him in. So the only thing was in my memory bank. If there's anything closer, I'm going to try and drive something to get something going. So he threw me a screwball low and away, and he hit the right center. And we went around the bases and all that kind of stuff, and got back on the bench, and Mazzy was sitting next to me. He said, Bobby, he said, you know the bunt sign was on. I said, you've got to be whatever. And all I seen was Murtaugh sitting over there with his hat, you know, pulled down over his forehead there, and his little belly going up and down. I just wondered if I would have popped that ball up. I wonder if he'd have been doing that.
You know, Steve Blass, I was joking with him the other day that he might have set the world long jump record when he landed in your arms after that last out in '71. You caught him without any difficulty, though, didn't you?
I got him with one arm. I remember to this day. I seen Jackie go out into center field, by the way, in the grass, the painted grass at that time. And he threw me a perfect strike over there, and I raised my arms up in the air, and I said, world champs. The next thing I know, here comes Steve. So I had to hold him with the left arm there, so that's the way it was. I mean, what a great picture.
The late Doc Ellis told me once that you played baseball to hurt people. I think he meant that in a positive way because of how hard you played the game and how hard you hit the ball. One thing I was talking with Steve with, he said you were a very, very underrated and excellent defensive first baseman. That part of your game may be forgotten by some people.
Well, see, I signed as a third baseman. I come up as a third baseman. That's what I like. I like balls hitting my chest, knock them down, throw them out. And then when Hebner come along, Pete Peterson at that time was the manager in Aggsville, and they got me a brand new first baseman's glove. Said, we'd like you to be the first baseman. Well, throughout my career, I heard a lot of people say, well, just a first baseman. They stand over there, they catch the ball. I didn't want to be like that. I wanted to be part of that infield. So I made plays over at first base and developed plays like a normal third baseman or second baseman shortstop would do. So I just wanted to be more valuable to the team. And Don Leppin and he hit me hundreds of ground balls. And then when I was with the Houston organization, Bob Watson at that time said, hey, we got a project here for you. I said, who is he? Said, Bagwell. I said, who's Jeff Bagwell? Because I didn't know.
Sure.
So here he comes in the golf cart, and I worked with Jeff for 2 weeks. And then I spent all spring training with him, teaching him how you can be a more aggressive and a more valuable first baseman. And I think it's very important to do that.
Bob Robertson was certainly that. Bob, thanks very much for the time. Appreciate it.
Anytime, big guy.
Well, a little miscue here, unfortunately, guys, but just wanted to say, Steve, he picked you up in Game 3 a little bit, and he caught you in Game 7, so not a bad duo there for Bob Robertson.